Coin on.
Hello, YouTube coin community. It's me, Robert, with Coin App. Today we're going to be looking at dual mint marks, or over mint marks as they're called. That's the technological term. Joseph Gross had made a comment and asked for the OMMs to be done, well, to have a video done on them. Now I'm going to try and do as many as I can, but I already know I'm not going to be able to do them all. Some of them are speculative. Some of them are well known. And some of them, the information is just very difficult to find. And the truth is, trying to memorize all of them is next to impossible. I'm sure there's somebody out there who probably can, but I'm not that person. um, Let me give you an idea of what an over-mint mark is. An over-mint mark is when back in the day, the United States Mint, the only one who made the dies prior to, I believe it's 1995. I'll have to double check that date and I'll get back to it at the end of this video. But the only one who made dies for the mint was Philadelphia Mint. Everything else, all the other mints, Denver, San Francisco, Carson City, New Orleans, you name it, they got their mints from Philadelphia. Their dies, I'm sorry, the dies from Philadelphia. Once they got the dies, person, I'll show a picture of this, would take a hand punch and they would put their mint mark on the die. Now, I believe because of accounting purposes, once they got the dies, they would take and put their mint mark on them right away. Well, in different circumstances, different occasions, different reasons, sometimes another mint would run out of dies, and instead of Philadelphia making more and sending them additional dies, they would take them because maybe another facility didn't use all their dies. They would just tell them, package them up and send them to this other mint mark or this other facility. I'll get it right in a minute. With that being said, like a real famous one is in 1938. The San Francisco Mint did not make any of the Buffalo nickels. However, they had many dies sent to them. Well, Denver's the one who made them all. So when Denver ran short, they took and Philadelphia requested that San Francisco send all their dies over to Denver, where they already had the S mint marks on them. And so when they got to Denver, sometimes they might have braided them, sometimes they would just take their punch and go straight over top of the San Francisco. They're giving you the D over S. You'll see in the pictures that we're going to show that I think I've got 4 of the over mint marks for the Buffalo nickel. So you can look at them then, and I'll try and explain maybe a little bit more, but I think it's sort of kind of self-explanatory. So without further ado, let's get looking at some of the over mint marks. And these are the more famous ones. Like I say, this is not going to be all of them. This is just going to be the ones that I was able to gather up. I'm going to try and do it in one video, but if it gets too long, I may do 2 videos. So it may be a part A and a part B. So without further ado, let's get started. Here I wanted to start off with a little background. First, you're going to see this is what the old mint used to look like. Back in 1792, it was first opened, and here's what it looks like. Today, it's a much more modern building, and they've even done some more remodeling on the inside. However, this is what the mint looks like today. Now, here are some dies that were made at the Philadelphia Mint, and they're being crated up. The next step after this, they would be ready for production. We're not going to go into that too much. Now, however, I wanted to show you once they got to a mint facility where they would add a mint mark, this gentleman here is putting a mint mark on one of the dies for one of the coins that they're going to use in production. I'm not certain which one it is, however, this gives you an idea of how the mint marks are applied to the dies. Now, this step would be repeated, let's say, at the Denver Mint when San Francisco had sent their Buffalo nickel dies. In order to be struck at Denver, they would have to repeat the process. We're going to start this series with the 1944 Denver with the San Francisco Mint that is underneath. This is the OMM number 1. Here you'll be able to see that the D was punched to squarely basically on the south part of the original S, leaving the top part or the northern part of the S fully visible. Now in a mint state 60, this coin runs about $400, and the highest known coin is a 67 that brought $47,000. These OMMs do get pricey as they get up there in the grades. The next coin we're going to look at is going to be another 1944 D over S. This one's not as strong as the first one. However, you can still see the S right in the center of the D on this mint mark. Now, the OMM number 2 starts out in an MS60 red at $125, and it goes up to, in a mint state 67, at $4,500. Not as good as the first one, but still, it doesn't do bad in my opinion. We're going to stay with the Lincoln series for a few more coins. This is the 1946 S over D. Now this one here, Denver had to send their dies over to San Francisco, where San Francisco would put their mint mark over top of the Denver mint mark. As you can see with the mint mark, San Francisco squarely struck their mint mark right over the D that Denver had originally struck. This is a little bit scarcer coin. However, in a mint state 60 red, you can figure it to start out at $225. The highest I could find graded was a 66 red. It sold for $1,850. Still not a bad one. I'd like to find some in some rolls. Okay, moving on, we're going to go to the 1951 Denver Lincoln Cent. This is the OMM number 1. Now, as you're going to see, this is not as strong as the number 2, but also in 1951, there's 2 different over mint marks. In a mint state 60 red, they go for about $65, pretty affordable. And the average ones go up to a 66, and they're at about $200. But I did see a 67 that went for $1,750, and a 67 plus that went for a whopping $14,500. Okay, as I said earlier, in 1951, the Lincoln Cent had 2 over mint marks. This is the number 2. I feel it's a stronger one. I like it better, but that's just my personal opinion. However, it's just as affordable. In a mint state 60 red, it only goes for $44. The highest I could find was a 66, and it went for $250. Not bad, and I do like this variety a little bit better. The next one we're going to look at is the 1952 D over S. Now here again, this is an affordable one. It's got a nice D over S. The S is a little south. You can see the bottom part of the serif. However, in a 60 red, they start at $40, and they go up to $700 in a 66 red. I think these are ones that you may want to get a hold of now, but that's my personal opinion. This last one is a controversial one. It's the 1956 S over D, with the S being totally to the west, up in between the 1 and the 9. Some people still recognize it, others don't. It'll be up to you if you want to try and collect one or not. However, there are some old slabs that have them in there. I'm not sure the price range right now. I'm not going to look it up. I would suggest you do a little bit of research. And the only reason I'm not doing a lot is because I feel it is controversial myself, and I don't want to get into that debate at this stage or in this video. Okay, and that'll do it for the OMMs for the Lincoln Cent series. Now, there is another one, a 1911 D, that's supposed to be a D over S. I don't have any photographs of that. If you happen to have one and you'd like to share it with me, I'd be happy to take and put it in a video, and we can let the people out there look at it and make their own decision. However, I think I'll do this. I'll just end this video with the Lincoln Cents, because if I go into the next ones, it'll make the video just a little too long. Do me a favor, like, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, and look for, I guess it'll be video B. I'll start with the nickel series, and we'll move from there. Hopefully I'll be able to get them all in there and go into the other series as well, because I do know some of the other series, there's just not quite as many of them. So I think that'll do us this time. Everybody, I hope you're having a wonderful time. I hope you're getting ready for eating a whole lot of turkey if you celebrate Thanksgiving. But until then, I will see you on the next video. Take care, have fun, and as I always like to say, everybody, happy hunting.